Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As Traci Abbott looks at Alan Loran, also known as Martin Loran's phone, the Young and the Restless recap for Friday, March 14th, indicates that Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers will be saved from deadly gas. Phyllis and Sharon will relish the cathartic experience of completely destroying the place while they are in prison. The camera that has been watching them will also be located by Sharon and Phyllis, who will turn it off and wait for the kidnapper to arrive. Sharon and Phyllis will prepare by the door, but one of the burner phones will then receive a message. After criticizing Sharon and Phyllis for their lack of sportsmanship, it will declare that they have lost the match. Toxic gas will soon be pumped into the room, so Phyllis will locate the leak and make a desperate attempt to stop it. As the rescue crew approaches, Phyllis won't make it and will be about to faint. Chance Chancellor will prevent Nick Newman and Billy Abbott from breaking in outside Havenhurst Psychiatric Clinic because he wants to wait for the landlord. The landlord will say that there has been no interest in the property and that it has been abandoned for years when he shows up on Friday's episode of YNR. The landlord will recognize someone must have changed the lock, though, because his key will not work. Chance will enter first with a few officers after he eventually opens the lock. Since Billy and Nick will be close behind, they will all discover a single locked door and determine that it is most likely where Phyllis and Sharon are being imprisoned. Nick will burst down the door and embrace Sharon after she calls out to him and hears his voice. In addition, Billy will support Phyllis while she struggles to maintain consciousness after the gas leak. Phyllis and Sharon will be cleared to return home after several EMTs check them out off-screen. At the Newman Ranch, Sharon and Phyllis will ultimately tell Nick, Billy, and Chance about their entire experience. There will be worries that the sick person who created this perverse game is still at large. Phyllis will make a frightened forecast and want to find them before they strike again because the kidnapper might not have intended for the rescue to occur. Traci will hear another notification on Alan, also known as Martin's phone, while she is in a suite at the GCAC. Traci will appear perplexed when she peeks and finds a notification regarding a security breach at the clinic. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Traci will soon receive updates on some startling news, so tune in. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, at least 4 revenge plots are about to intensify. Let's discuss what will happen in the CBS serial opera as these GC residents won't be able to avoid retaliation. 1. Jack takes revenge for Victor's spies. When Jack Abbott learns that Victor Newman installed spies at Jabot, he will undoubtedly take revenge. Jack will eventually learn about Victor's cunning plan and respond with a vindictive power play. Due to their constant attempts to settle the score, Victor and Jack are caught in a horrible cycle. Jack will exact revenge on Victor's spies and continue this feud because there is no indication that this will change very near. 2. Billy's retaliatory media debut. Because he still harbors a desire to destroy Victor and Adam Newman, Billy Abbott is also preparing for a retaliatory media debut. Billy will see this as his opportunity to exact revenge after Abbott Communications makes a significant impression on the media. Billy will find it difficult to move on, even though he has made an effort to persuade everyone that he has outgrown his need for retribution. Billy is going to put up a fierce struggle against Newman Media and appears to have plans for Chancellor as well. 3. Summer retaliates for life that was robbed. Already, Summer Newman is doing everything in her power to obstruct Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott. Summer might feel more entitled to a reunion with Kyle as this plot develops. According to YNR teasers, Summer might start to feel as though Claire has taken away her former life now that she is Kyle's companion. Summer might lose it if she begins to see Claire and Kyle getting married and her cousin possibly becoming Harrison Abbott's stepmother. Summer might fight back and try to regain her place in Kyle's universe since she feels resentful of Claire for taking it away. As far as Summer is concerned, that would be sweet retaliation, but would her efforts be fruitful? 4. Vengeful blowback is the result of Damien's covert plan. He has a secret plan with Damien Kane that will undoubtedly cause problems. Although Nate Hastings has been making an effort to remain optimistic about any forecasts regarding his half-brother, he is unable to ignore Damien's duplicitous behavior and secrecy. Damien may encounter some vindictive retribution if more information about him and his hidden agenda comes to light. If Damien makes any more nefarious maneuvers, Nate, Devin Winters, and even Lily Winters might make him pay for it. Stay tuned for any additional payback news that may be in the works, as spoilers for The Young and the Restless indicate that retribution will continue to be a strong motivator in Genoa City. The Friday, March 14th episode of The Young and the Restless delivered a whirlwind of drama, suspense, and emotional revelations as the residents of Genoa City found themselves entangled in a web of danger, deception, and revenge. The episode centered around the harrowing ordeal of Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers, who were finally rescued from their nightmarish captivity, while Traci Abbott stumbled upon a shocking discovery about her fiancé, Alan Laurent, whose true identity as Martin Laurent continued to unravel. Meanwhile, the simmering tensions between Genoa City's most powerful families escalated, setting the stage for multiple revenge plots that promised to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The episode opened with Sharon and Phyllis still trapped in the locked room at the abandoned Havenhurst psychiatric clinic, where they had been held captive by an unknown assailant. Frustrated and desperate, the two women found catharsis in trashing the room, unleashing their pent-up anger and fear. Their bond, forged in the crucible of their shared trauma, was evident as they worked together to find a way out. They eventually located the camera that had been monitoring their every move, a chilling reminder of their captor's control. Determined to take back some semblance of power, Sharon and Phyllis shut off the camera, hoping to force their kidnapper to reveal themselves. Armed with makeshift weapons, they positioned themselves by the door, ready to confront whoever entered. However, their plan was interrupted when a message arrived on one of the burner phones in the room. The message chastised them for their unsportsmanlike behavior and declared that they had lost the game. Moments later, toxic gas began to seep into the room, sending Sharon and Phyllis into a panic. Phyllis frantically searched for the source of the leak, but her efforts were in vain. As the gas filled the room, both women struggled to stay conscious, their hope fading as the situation grew increasingly dire. Meanwhile, outside the clinic, Chance Chancellor, Billy Abbott, and Nick Newman were preparing to stage a rescue. Chance, ever the voice of reason, insisted on waiting for the landlord to arrive before breaking in, despite Billy and Nick's impatience. When the landlord finally showed up, he revealed that the clinic had been abandoned for years and expressed confusion over the recent activity. His key failed to open the door, leading him to realize that someone had changed the lock. With no other option, Chance and his team forced their way inside, with Billy and Nick close behind. The group quickly located the locked room where Sharon and Phyllis were being held. Hearing Nick's voice, Sharon called out to him, and Nick, driven by a mix of fear and determination, broke down the door. The emotional reunion that followed was a highlight of the episode, as Nick cradled Sharon in his arms, relief washing over him. Billy, too, held Phyllis as she fought to stay conscious, her strength waning from the effects of the gas. EMTs arrived to check on the women off-screen, and they were eventually cleared to go home. However, the ordeal was far from over, as Sharon and Phyllis recounted their harrowing experience to Nick, Billy, and Chance at the Newman Ranch. The group expressed concern over the fact that the captor was still at large, with Phyllis warning that the individual might strike again. Her prediction cast a shadow over the relief of their rescue, setting the stage for further drama. While the rescue unfolded, Traci Abbott found herself facing a different kind of crisis. In her suite at the GCAC, she was enjoying a romantic moment with her fiancé, Alan Laurent, whose true identity as Martin Laurent remained a closely guarded secret. However, Traci's bliss was interrupted when she heard another notification on Alan's phone. Curiosity got the better of her, and she peeked at the screen only to see a message about a security breach at the clinic. Confused and concerned, Traci began to piece together the unsettling truth about the man she had fallen in love with. The episode ended on a cliffhanger, with Traci poised to uncover the shocking reality of Alan's double life, a revelation that would undoubtedly have far-reaching consequences. As the dust settled on the rescue, the episode shifted its focus to the simmering tensions and revenge plots brewing in Genoa City. At the top of the list was Jack Abbott's impending retaliation against Victor Newman. Victor's decision to plant spies at Jabot had not gone unnoticed, and Jack was determined to settle the score. The long-standing feud between the two powerful men showed no signs of abating, with both refusing to back down. Jack's vengeful power play promised to escalate the conflict, ensuring that the battle for dominance between the Abbott and Newman families would continue to dominate the storyline. Billy Abbott, too, was gearing up for a vindictive move as he prepared to launch Abbott Communications into the media world. Despite his attempts to convince everyone that he had moved beyond his need for revenge, Billy's actions suggested otherwise. His plans to take on Newman Media and Chancellor Industries hinted at a deeper desire to crush Victor and Adam Newman, a goal that had driven him for years. Billy's struggle to let go of his past grievances added a layer of complexity to his character as he grappled with the fine line between ambition and vengeance. Meanwhile, Summer Newman found herself embroiled in her own revenge plot as she sought to reclaim her place in Kyle Abbott's life. Summer's resentment toward Claire Newman, who had seemingly taken her spot by Kyle's side, was palpable. The possibility of Claire becoming Harrison Abbott's stepmother only added fuel to the fire, pushing Summer to strike back. Her efforts to come between Kyle and Claire promised to create further tension within the Abbott family as Summer's quest for revenge threatened to unravel the fragile peace that had been established. Finally, Damian Kane's hidden agenda came under scrutiny as Nate Hastings, Devin Winters, and Lily Winters grew increasingly suspicious of his motives. Damian's shady behavior and secretive actions had not gone unnoticed, and the fallout from his ulterior motives promised to be explosive. Nate, Devin, and Lily were poised to make Damian pay for any dirty moves he had in store, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation. The March 14th episode of The Young and the Restless was a masterclass in storytelling, blending high-stakes drama with emotional depth. From the heart-pounding rescue of Sharon and Phyllis to the unraveling of Alan Lauren's true identity, the episode kept viewers hooked from start to finish. The multiple revenge plots simmering in the background added an extra layer of intrigue, ensuring that the drama in Genoa City would continue to escalate. As the characters grappled with their desires for payback, the episode served as a reminder that in the world of The Young and the Restless, revenge is a dish best served with a side of chaos. Adam walks in and gives Chloe a warm greeting as if he's been waiting for her. Ever the polite visitor, Chloe thanks Chelsea for her hospitality and sends her best wishes to Adam before departing. Ever the gentleman, Adam informs Chelsea that he visited his father, who gives him his best wishes. Chelsea surprises him by telling him that Chloe had blessed their reunion when he inquires about her visit with Chloe. "Is that what this is?" hedges Adam, ever the careful one. "A reunion?" Ever the realist, Chelsea responds, "Perhaps. Avoid blowing it." Ever the romantic, Adam says, "Never," and plants a kiss on her, a moment that suggests a fresh start for the two of them. The story takes a darker turn elsewhere as Billy and Nick try to figure out what the enigmatic Havenhest is and how it relates to Sharon and Phyllis's predicament. Being cautious by nature, Nick cautions Billy against following the link in the text they received since he thinks it might be a trap. Always willing to take a chance, Billy claims that it's their best lead. Ever the pragmatic, Nick makes the judgment that they ought to try it, which starts a series of events that have far-reaching effects. Alan, a shadowy figure, observes Sharon and Phyllis struggling to pick the lock on their locked room's door in the park. "Good luck," he says with a chuckle, emphasizing how serious their predicament is. Traci, meantime, tells Jack and Diane at the club how happy she is now with Alan. She acknowledges that she never imagined being married again, but she has since changed her mind because of Alan's generosity and kindness. Alan is the fortunate one, according to Jack, who is always the helpful brother. Ever the romantic, Alan texts Traci to tell her to order champagne so they can have a proper celebration. Ever the devoted family members, Jack and Diane give her a squeeze before going upstairs. Being the submissive fiancée that she is, Traci texts Alan to say she will get the champagne and meet him in their room. When Phyllis and Sharon are unable to pick the door lock, the tension in the mental institution erupts. As she works on the lock, Phyllis, who is always tenacious, murmurs, "Come on, come on, come on." Ever the optimist, Sharon anxiously observes from behind her. The fact that the two argue shows how stressed up they are, but Sharon tells Phyllis that they cannot be disloyal to one another. They cover their ears and cower in terror when a loud alarm goes off, just when Phyllis believes she has it. This particular instance highlights how dangerous their circumstances are and how far their captor will go to keep them confined. Returning to their suite, Alan and Traci enjoy a romantic moment with champagne and candles. Ever the charmer, Alan toasts Traci, saying she has transformed him into a better man. He asks her to marry him after staring at her with adoration. Ever the romantic, Traci agrees, and the two kiss. Alan's phone alerts him to a possible breach, interrupting the moment and serving as a reminder that their perfect moment is not without its problems. Phyllis and Sharon still suffer from their predicament at the psychiatric hospital. Ever the strategist, Phyllis suggests a fresh course of action: locate the camera and turn it off to make their kidnapper appear. Ever the cautious one, Sharon is concerned that this would backfire, but Phyllis maintains that they must be intelligent and not obedient. Phyllis remarks, this is a sport for them, which emphasizes how perverse their confinement is. At Billy's house, he and Nick click on the text link, which displays a picture of Sharon and Phyllis in the closed room. Nick, always the cautious one, cautions against hurrying in, but Billy, always the impetuous one, is willing to go and assist them. Who will pay the price to save the life of the mind, is the menacing message that appears when you click on the link. They are both shaken by the question, which also emphasizes how serious the situation is. It becomes evident as the story progresses that these folks' lives are intricately and profoundly entwined. The story is a tapestry of feelings, difficulties, and discoveries, from the ranch to the mental institution, from passionate proposals to foreboding letters. It is evidence of the continuing strength of love, family, and fortitude in the face of hardship.